Hey guys, happy Friday. And I know this isn't the time when I said I was going to join in, but I still just wanted to give this card one more shot as a go through for video. And so, this is card number 2 for September's virtual stamp camp. And so I fell in love with this card so much when I looked at the holiday catalog, the August through December catalog. Hi Donna, thanks for joining in. So when I got to page 13, if you want to follow along, I saw this gorgeous card here and I thought, I really want to make that card. And so this afternoon, I tried to make it for my live feed. In fact, I tried 6, 7, 8 times maybe, and it just never worked. So afterwards, I don't know if I realized I had my camera on to photograph my card, and I don't know if that threw everything off. So I'm gonna try it again, and if it works, it works, and if not, I just delete it all and say TGIF, and I'll see you Tuesday or something. So this is the card that I'm going to make, and it is the Dove of Hope bundle. And something that I have never done is I've never cased a card from the catalog for an event. I've never done it for an in-home hostess party. I've never done it for a stamp camp. And my main reason is I always feel like you guys can see in the catalog that design, and so you can kind of copy and make it your own because you guys are so talented. And yet I just still loved that this card was calling my name, and I thought, yeah, I want to make that for you guys. And I think that's why I'm trying to give this Facebook Live a second go around. So thank you for Maureen to say that it is working, because the other part that I didn't realize either, even though I had to stop and start so many times, I didn't realize that the sound wasn't working. So that really kind of threw me off too. So I thought, well, if you're not even knowing what I'm using or what's going on too, then that doesn't help. So I deleted all those videos. So welcome to card number 2, and I'll get started with that because I see my college kid coming home for the long weekend, and he probably doesn't want to listen to my video. So I will get started. I'm going to move my camera around here and get it adjusted to my workspace level here a little bit. I'll get it swiveled so that you can kind of see there what's going on. And so here is the card once again, so you don't have to see it in reverse image. So I've got the peace, joy, and love, and my college kids giving me the look of, Mom, seriously? I just want to come in the house. Okay, hi Marilyn, hi Sherry, thanks for joining in again. I know you guys have been super patient about my bad connection, but this is going well so far. So like I said, it is found on page 13 of the holiday catalog, and you can see all of the gorgeous designs that are in there too. And if I didn't even own an embossing machine, I think that this would still be on my wish list as far as just being able to see the beautiful designs on there. Just to stamp those out separately would be just as fun as having the die cut machine. But today's card really showcases the beautiful dies, how intricate they are, and I love it. Hey Marie, thanks for joining in. So I'm going to get started here. I'm just going to get my iPad so that I can see any comments or questions you might have. But in the meantime, the dies that do go with this are the detailed Dove dies. So I'm using the detailed kind of wing there, the solid wing, the solid, or actually, yeah, the solid tail here, and then actually, I'm going to save that for later. And then the body of the dove here with the detail on the tail there. So I'm just going to set those aside there, and hopefully I can get myself connected. So I can cut several of these pieces in one go through, like so. So I'm just going to line those up all on just plain white cardstock, and I'm going to run that through with my Big Shot like so. And then I'm going to crank it back through for a second go around, and that will help make some of these detailed pieces just really go through easily. Okay, so let me pop that out. And that's what I loved. Like, this really came out great. There wasn't a lot that got stuck either in the die or even in the paper and such. So just a little bit of pokes and I'm done with that. And then I've got the body with the detailed tail there, detailed tail. And then I've got my solid wing that I'm going to use. And where's my other little wing? Well, oh, here it is. It's stuck to my cutting pad. So we're gonna need 2 sets of wings. And you know how it is when you run something through your die cutting machine? It kind of has a right side and a wrong side after it goes through. So I'm actually going to put these 2 on with my paper on top and see if that kind of reverses that image. It's not the worst. You can kind of see the indent of how it looks. So if I do it the opposite way, I don't know if that will maybe work. So you guys will be my guinea pig. I'm up for trying anything after the rough start that I had with videoing this card. Okay, so I've got a second set of wings there. And I'm gonna set my machine aside and get all my scrap pieces kind of brushed aside too. And then I'm going to assemble this dove for you. So I'm gonna grab my glue dots. They're gonna be my friends for this. So I'm just going to take 1 glue dot right above the tail, kind of smush it in there so it stays on there. And then I'm going to line that up with the tail and give it a push. So we have the solid underneath the white there. And then I'm going to do kind of that same thing with my glue dots here. Just gonna put 1 and 2 like so. And then I'm going to just put that on there. And then I'm going to take a couple more glue dots close to the wing here and put that like so, so that it sticks like that. And then I have to think it's gonna go like this, so I want it to go that way. I have to think so I don't do the 2 wings alike because it's gonna be the opposite wing. And I line up kind of the detailed edge here and then press down. And then I'm just going to put a couple glue dots kind of here. And then I'm going to know that that's going to go right about there for the dove. And then the other nice thing is that when it gets cut out with the die cut machine, it cuts out the eye. I just left that just because it's going to sit on top of that pretty peacock dark paper and it's going to look like the eye is filled in that way. So I feel like that's a good thing on its own. So I'm setting that aside. And then as I work with my next piece of paper, the pretty peacock, I am going to take, actually I'm going to take my pretty peacock ink first and my Stampin' Sponge. I'm going to just ink this up on my sponge and then flick the edges with that. And I love what sponging does to warm up the edge of my cardstock like so. And that's just going to give it a nice warm outline, especially since I'm putting Pretty Peacock cardstock on top of Pretty Peacock cardstock, like so. And then before I tape this onto my card, I'm going to open up my Whisper White craft card, or Whisper White ink pad, and I'm going to take my little snowflake image, and that's right in the same stamp set, the Dove of Hope stamp set. And I'm just going to ink up and put snowflakes here and there. This will kind of dry and look a little bit more subtle, and that's okay. I wanted it to look subtle, but if you want bright and bolder snowflakes, then you might want to emboss that with some white embossing powder. And I'm going to do a technique with the embossing powder yet. But I kind of wanted the dove to be the focus. So for this one, I just want that to be subtle, and I just went around the edges because the dove is going to be center and focus. And so next I'll just take some of my adhesive. Oops, there we go. And put that on my edges. Every once in a while it gets a slow start, but I just maneuver it with my finger and it's ready to go. Okay, so I'll do this on there like so. So I have Pretty Peacock on top of Pretty Peacock, and you can see where the sponging really warmed up those edges. This is about 4.5 by 3 1/4 for this piece on the 5.5 by 4 1/4. And next I think I'm going to put my dove right on here. So again, with my adhesive, I'm just going to put that adhesive kind of here and there on the back of my dove. And because this is nice and super sticky, that works out great. So I'm just going to go, oops, I'm gonna back it up just a hair. That way I know I have room for my greeting and my little olive branch. So what I'm going to do next is stamp the sentiment. Hi, Julie, thanks for joining in again. Here we go. Here's my piece. Whoops, Joy and Love. And I love the font style. It looks so pretty for the holidays and yet easy to read. And I'm just going to ink that up with my Versamark ink pad. And I'll stamp that out like so. And then I'm going to emboss this with my white embossing powder. Like so. So I always sprinkle on a generous amount of the embossing powder because it always just falls right back in the tray. I would sure wish Stampin' Up! Carried these embossing trays again, and I often request that they do, and sometimes it's just the point of trying to find a vendor for them. And so I've got my heat tool warming up. Hi Barb, thanks for joining in. Okay, I'm gonna see if we can get that, there we go, to look pretty close to the camera. And I think it'd be really fun if you could kind of see it pop. Yeah, I decided to try my video again, even though I was kind of feeling sorry for myself when so many of my tries weren't working. And so I thought, you know what, I need to make up several cards for those that have requested them for Stamp Camp already. So I thought, well, here will be one of the cards. So I needed to anyway, and I'm glad I did, just because this one is working a lot better. So the heat tool does get super hot. I think it's fun that you can see how it turned from like the powdery appearance to the nice bold outline there of the piece, Joy and Love. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to pull back out my cutting and embossing machine here. And so, whoops, this I am going to put on there. And then this is one of my stitched rectangle dies from that set. So I can just frame that right on there like so. And then I'm going to take just a little piece and scrap of old olive cardstock, and then this little cute die is going to be like that olive branch. So I'll just put that through here like so, and I can cut those two things at a time at the same time too. Hey Tori, thanks for joining in again. Okay. So I've got this one popped right out, and you can see the detail there of that stitching in the rectangle dies. And just this cute little olive branch here that's part of the dove embossing, or excuse me, the dove dies. Oh, and so I'm going to take my take your pick tool here and just grab a, yes Tori, I'm thrilled it's working. I just needed to breathe and try again. Even though I've tried again. But I'm also glad that you guys can hear me, because a video would be pretty boring without sound. So just by taking a glue dot with my take your pick tool and just kind of tucking it there, that's going to hold the little olive branch in place there, like so. I don't want it to get up too high and have it go past my card. And then for my Peace, Joy, and Love, I didn't pop up any of this just because there's several layers within the dove. So I am going to pop up my sentiment here with about 3 dimensionals. So I'm going to put one on each end, like so. And have all the backs off of that. And then this I'm just going to kind of put a little bit off the edge. I'm gonna scoot it down actually a little bit. I want as much of that pretty dove to show as I can. Okay, so I've got that. And this is the mint macaron color, and this is old olive, in case you're wondering. And then I'm just gonna go with an inside sentiment here. So I'm going to put aside my sponge so I can get to the Peacock ink pad again. And I'm just going to ink up the May Your Season Be Filled with All the Wonder and Blessings of Christmas. And then I also took the kind of the branch, I don't know if it's an olive branch or not, but I'm gonna carry that theme through, even though it looks a little bit different than the die cut, but kind of just to have that follow through like so. And then I'm going to take some of my seal here, just put that along the edges, and then that'll be ready to put on the inside like so. I never know if it's still gonna smear a little bit, so I'm just gonna go like that. So we have that for the inside of the card. And then the very last thing that I want to add, I always like to do that last little ta-da bling on there, is the fun new adhesive back snowflakes. So if you buy a package of these snowflakes, there are like 260 snowflakes on here. So that'll get us through the first snowstorm in Minnesota here. And one of the pages here is more of a just jade color. I should put it against the white so you can see. And then this one is called iridescent, even though I see lots of like pinks, purples, tones like that in there. So I love that the just jade here is going to be great for this project. So I'm just gonna get some of my little tacky stuff on the tip, and then I can just take a couple snowflakes and put it around on the top like so. And then I'm just gonna grab one more because I like uneven numbers and put that towards the bottom, and that will complement the previous snowflakes that I've put on there, but then just add a little bit of fun shimmer shine extra detail on there too. So that is it. When I fell in love with this card, like I said, I cased it right from the catalog. Never done that before for a project for you guys. I've done it for myself before, but they added just a little bit more splatter and I think some shimmer paint and such, but I thought it just looked like it could be putzier or take more time, but actually it came together really fast, especially because you can die cut so much of this all at once, that I think if you sent these out to somebody, you could go like, wow, that person looked like they really put a lot of work and effort into it. And yeah, it takes a little bit to assemble and such, but yet overall it was easier than I thought it was. So there it is. So I'll plop the camera angle back over to me again. And here we go. And I'll just let you know that because it's Friday and because it is the holiday, I will be back on Tuesday. So today was card number 2 for September's virtual stamp camp. So how you get the cards that I'm making is that you can either say, hey, Belle, I want the cards, and then you pay $22 and I do credit card, Venmo, or checks, and I put you down for a set of cards. And the other way is if you're thinking you might need some supplies anyway and want to place an order, then with a minimum $75 order, then you get the complete set of 10 cards for free that way. So you can let me know, or you can just order online using the host code. And I had the host code for September's virtual stamp camp while I was crafting, but then since I was having major technical difficulties, I've already posted today's card first, and then that has the host code that goes with September Stamp Camp too. So if you have any questions, always reach out to me. So we still have June Jacobs party that is going on until September 9th. So if there's something that you need and you know June and want to help out her party, there's that going on too. And then after the holiday on Tuesday, then I'm going to start crafting Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and those will be the cards for Sandy Torgerson's party, her virtual party. So I'm excited about that. And then after that, then I'll keep going with September Stamp Camp cards. So when I have hostesses, I kind of want to prioritize their projects, and yet I'll keep crafting to give you guys some inspiration going on with the September virtual stamp camp too. So have a great holiday weekend, and thanks so much again for taking the time to join in after this kind of a hard afternoon that I've had with connection issues. So have a great time on your holiday weekend, and see you Tuesday.